Welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. If you're watching this, kindly make sure you click the subscribe button and remember to turn on your notification bell. William Ruto is facing a hostile Kenyans who do not want to take it lightly, especially on development and our economy. It is becoming difficult for William Ruto to sell his agendas to the people because he hasn't accomplished what he promised in 2022 when he was campaigning. As we speak, Ruto is facing a hot crisis ahead of 2027. Forget about the long speeches he keeps on making on top of vehicles. Forget about repetitive speeches. He keeps on shouting from on top of vehicles. Can we sit down and analyze the reality on the ground? I saw him hosting African leaders. He lied to them in public, telling them total lies. The way the African leaders saw State House that was renovated at a looted cost of close to 1 billion. They think that is how Kenya is. They don't understand that William Ruto is a populist. I want to take you through the reality on the ground. We talk about our economy. As we speak, verified data says our Kenya's economy has dropped from 4.7% to 4.6%. Imagine. And it keeps on dropping. We are being held by loans. We are surviving on loans. This government is on a borrowing spree. They borrow each and every day to sustain their flamboyant daily life. A country that is struggling with revenue is borrowing to sustain the lifestyle of politicians. A man who borrows to sustain his life is headed to an economic grave. That is where Kenya is headed to. Kenya is heading to the economic grave because we cannot, as Kenyans ourselves as a country, we cannot be able to fund the lifestyle of politicians who are spending on choppers 8 million a day. We cannot be able to fund that. We are only living on a borrowed life. When these individuals will get out of power, we will get it so hostile to pay these loans. Ndugu zangu wa Kenya, I hope you've read the 2026 finance bill. I want to assume so. If you haven't, then you are an ignorant Kenyan. But because I'm here, allow me to give you a few tips. The 2026 finance bill keeps on increasing taxes. Smartphones will have 5% excessive duty. High taxation. Pale kwa mafuta wameongeza ushuru. Pale kwa mitumba wameongeza ushuru. Pale kwa stima wameongeza ushuru. Kwa online content creators like us, in the Finance Bill 2026, we will be forced to file yearly returns and pay 5% tax from the total earnings. The pay slip keeps on shrinking each and every day. High cost of living. A number of Kenyans are struggling. You saw recently, I hope you saw that data from Safaricom, that Fuliza is hitting like 4 trillion in loans. Kenyans are borrowing to sustain because whatever they get as income, is too little for them to sustain their families, to sustain the high cost of food. They cannot sustain school fees, so they are borrowing to sustain some of the life. High cost of living. Mafuta yamepanda, sabuni imepanda, kila kitu imepanda. This is the crisis that nobody is willing to face. As we speak right now, there is a crisis on youth unemployment. A number of youths are unemployed. The Gen Zs are crying. Wamesoma, hakuna kazi. Ruto promised, I don't know, 2 million jobs in a year. He no longer talks about it because it is a total crisis. He cannot be able to solve it. Vijana wanamaliza shule, wako tu nje. Crisis. Unemployment. Nobody is willing to talk about it. All they are saying is two-term. Muone huruma. Sympathy. Muone huruma. Hiyo ndio wanaona. We have collapsing education systems. CBC is for the rich. Competence-based curriculum. Hii ni ya watu matajiri. Mtoto anatumwa hosepipe shule. Mama wa village hata ajui hosepipe ni nini, atatoa wapi? Mtoto anatumwa elastic band. Pale kwa village utatoa wapi? Mzazi hajui. CBC practicals have been left for the rich. The poor cannot be able to fund practicals because whatever the practicals want in the village, they can't afford. Ndugu zangu wa Kenya, nobody is willing to face this discussion. Kila mwanasiasa unayemsikia anasema kwamba sasa tunafikiria two-term. Nobody is willing to know. Hii CBC, mtoto ambaye yuko pale na vaholo, how does he manage kupata some of the practical requirements needed to facilitate learning? As of today, projects worthy Kenyan shillings 662 billion are stalled. Hizo ni zile zinatangazwa from on top of vehicles. Tumetenga, tumeanzisha, tumeweka, tumetoa, tumeweka. Zile mtu anaenda juu ya magari anaanzisha projects zenye haziko. So when you calculate the total cash, 662 billion Kenyan shillings worth of projects are currently stalling. It's data, it's verified, it is in the government system. 400 government projects. 400 government projects are currently stalled. Nobody is willing to discuss it. Kenyans of goodwill, Ruto is facing a crisis. We vote on competence, not sympathy. God bless you.